And it's very good in this matchup, especially to be able to hunt down those surprise cards that deal damage to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, as Frank says, good luck. May the force be with you.
Anakin is just starting out playing as Sabine, so is opening up to the CAD Tarkentown.
Also, the turn 1 drop McClunky, sometimes you'll see
Hmm.
with a 3 toughness unit.
All right,
And
are we gonna
anytime players
see
of this caliber do this,
Target
it's a
Town here?
conscious decision. So he's saying, I want you to use your Tarkentown now because you won't have it for future turns.
He he could have a daring raid in his hand, so he
He's gonna
doesn't.
pop
Okay.
it.
Yep. That's you really do want your opponent to have exactly 1 unit when you're CAD. It's much more
Yep.
powerful that way.
Looks like a couple of space units for this turn, potentially, that Anakin has to choose from. But the problem is they all die to Cartel Spacer plus a ping. So that doesn't feel great if your turn 2 play is a 2-drop space unit. So I think DZ may be it looks like, if we can see everything in his hand correctly, that he may be in for a less than stellar turn 2 here. We'll have to see how it goes. It might be worth passing to force Carlos to take some actions.
Where is Padme? Is she safe?
Looks like he did pass.
Carlos accepts.
And pays 3 resources for an A-Wing.
Half out of aspect. You don't see that often.
Yeah. I
Ooh,
Oh,
don't
he
think he's
McClunky.
does
gonna
have the
realize it.
McClunky. So clean answer to the A-Wing. Leave the Cartel Spacer on board still.
Effectively just an open fire there.
Yeah.
I mean, uh Anakin can definitely play later in the game. Are they too concerned about this?
I think
Not
you
really.
wanna try to have some kind of advantage. Um, it's always this turn and next turn I think are very critical. If when we start getting into Forlom and Zuckuss range, because the problem with this matchup is you can't count on your Anakin living very long.
And he's not gonna if he sets up the Forlom, he's not gonna have a way to get rid of it here.
Exactly. So the fact that your first plays are all gone now mean that you're not gonna. And there is the Forlom. Um,
Yeah, I was gonna say we probably just move on here. We don't need to throw away the spacer yet.
Yeah.
yeah,
Do you think that DZ is going to use the Anakin to trade into the spacer while he can?
it's an interesting question. Um, I think you do, because it leaves you still have they still have to play another Underworld card. The other thing you could do is play a unit first, to potentially soak up the CAD trigger. You could just wait and assume he's eventually going to have to throw his spacer in. I think it depends on your action economy if you want to do it.
Right? Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to, the action economy. Do you even want to spend the action to attack with that?
Yeah, we saw some other later plays in Anakin's hand. We saw an Obi and another Force throw and a Jedi lightsaber. So
Yeah.
nothing that sets up super well for this turn that I can see.
Yeah, I don't think DZ's too excited about his position.
Yeah, if this turn is a blank from him, then I think CAD is enjoying life a
Yeah.
lot more.
Especially if the Zuckuss is in hand.
Ooh, I like Jabba a lot because even if Zuckuss is in hand, you don't have to play it right now.
Right. Yeah, I like it too.
And now the Concord Dawn is going to trade with the Cartel Spacer if nothing else happens. I'm wondering if we'll just see a naked force throw.
Ooh, now
Did we
there's-
see
Probably
it?
not, because now there's easy fodder to discard for it.
Did we see a Cassian resourced at any point?
I
I've
don't know
not
if we
seen one,
saw
but I
that.
haven't seen most of the resources, so it's always possible. I would imagine if he had one, he would be snapping that off now.
All right, and he gets the trade with the spacer anyway after going to base.
And I don't think that's like a high value unit or anything. It's more about just keeping him down to 1 unit for the CAD pings.
Yep.
Mhm.
And you are DZ showing us his hand before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think I can even see in DZ's body language that they're a little demoralized this game.
Yeah, it just feels like
Yep.
everything's coming up a turn too late. Where they had a 2-drop on turn 3, they had the bunch of 6-drops in hand when you're on R5. It's just everything feels like it's been a resource off for them this game. They have a Luke in hand and a red 3, but just playing out Obi-Wan doesn't feel that good right now. The threat of Zuckuss means that you still can't flip Anakin. Or I guess Anakin just still dies even if you play the Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're really far behind. So can you afford to play around it?
Yeah, we talk about this. Sometimes you have to make your opponent have it. If you're just gonna straight up lose to a card, play as if they don't have it. Not always necessarily, but I'm just saying it's something to consider.
Someone in chat named Rebel Resource saying they love my shirt. Yeah, I love this shirt as well. Anyone who is not involved in Rebel Resource, either his YouTube channel, Patreon, any way you can get content from that guy, highly recommend it. Excellent content creator for SWU. He plays the red 3. So I think I like this. It takes up an action. You have the lightsaber if Anakin doesn't immediately die. And he dies, even if you play the Obi-Wan, he still immediately dies to Zuckuss. So I think now you've just got to flip and see if he has it. Zuckuss or Surprise Strike can both kill Anakin. And if Yodakiller doesn't have the Zuckuss, then Anakin's in an okay spot. You get to drop the lightsaber on him, attack him for 1,000,000. But I have a feeling that this Anakin is not either from Zuckuss or from
Oh, did he
either from
pass?
Zuckuss or from No Good to Me Dead.
Was that a pass or was it
It
Carlos's
was a
action
pass.
there?
Pass.
It was
Yeah.
a pass. Okay.
So now he doesn't lose to the surprise, or Anakin doesn't die immediately to the surprise strike. But you still got all these resources up.
If he just takes 3 more damage, the Anakin would trade with the Zuckuss.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep passing. Attack me with your cat.
I mean, if Cat
please.
attacks, then there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, if he has
that's a real
Zuckuss,
consideration.
he doesn't mind just attacking with the cat if he has Zuckuss, right? Like you're still gonna just
Yeah. I'd
trade it
take that
in,
trade.
and it'll die, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because that's so much pressure.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see DZ pass again, and then it's on Carlos whether they want to give Anakin the extra power or not. And that may be a tell also if it's Zuckuss or No Good to Me Dead in hand.
Right. Yeah, you could
Because No Good to Me Dead, you don't care how much damage is on their base. Your goal is to kill them.
They are playing a game of chicken here.
I would probably pass here if I'm DZ.
I think so too.
Because eventually you're going to take that damage.
If the players could please tap the table twice when they pass so that we have visual confirmation. What's this?
This hot shot blaster maybe. That would be that would clear the
Yeah.
way for Anakin if he does that.
Yeah.
And we could still have No Good to Me Dead as the
Yeah.
CAD player.
So now I would expect to see an Anakin flip because they have the Anakin doesn't die at least to the No Good to Me Dead.
There he is.
And it's just too much pressure on the board.
Yeah.
It's time.
Because the other question is, if it does get tapped, do you have the time to play the Jedi lightsaber, or do you just have to take initiative and drop an Obi-Wan next turn? He still have force throw. He could force throw himself, but even then, that only deals 7 damage. Doesn't kill Cad or Jabba. It could only kill Forlom if he force through himself.
Yeah.
So a
Carlos
lot of
is
high health
not-
threats out right now.
If Carlos does have the No Good to Me Dad, I think he would have played it by now.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think he would have snapped it off.
Crafty Smuggler getting the 2 damage from the Cad ping.
And there's the lightsaber. Boom.
Yeah. So now Anakin attacks for 11
Yep.
and gives -2 on attacks. So Cad would deal 2 damage back to him. Forlom would deal 2 damage back to him. The other ground units would deal nothing back. So he could kill the Crafty Smuggler for free if he wants. It's probably better to either kill Cad or Forlom. Forlom may be a consideration just so Zuckuss doesn't have ambush if that's the draw next turn.
Yeah.
Cad's also attacking for 6 and you're at 18, so there's some consideration for saving more
Yeah.
damage on your own base.
I'm looking at killing CAD leader.
Yeah,
That's
I
what he
think Cad
does.
Leader or
That's what he
Forlom
does.
are the two.
Yeah.
One of those I think is where you've got to go.
Yeah, I can respect either of those decisions.
Oh, another thing is it's because of the red 3, Anakin's actually attacking for 12. So if he goes to base twice uninterrupted, that is lethal.
It should be 11, right? Three damage from base up to 7.
no,
3
no,
from the
that's
lightsaber
right.
for 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just 11. So I think you do got to go into a unit here.
And that's the other benefit to going for the Forlom is you overwhelm more damage to base. So you still get 9 damage on base by attacking the Forlom. So Carlos should be
Yeah.
going from 1 to 10 here. And yeah, he is. So
Carlos should
now we're at the
also have a
point
dead
where
Forlom.
if there's a Bravado, Bravado is just very close to lethal here for DZ.
He can't afford bravado, can he?
Not this turn, for next turn.
Yeah, not
Next
this
turn he
turn,
could
yeah.
overwhelm over the Crafty Smuggler and Bravado for lethal. It's just something that Carlos has to keep in mind. There are 2 Bravados main.
And do you keep the bravados in the? Oh no, we're in game 1.
But speaking post-board games, I think you do, because your main chance
Okay.
of winning is the slim chance that you keep Anakin alive, which he's been able to do this game. I think that's your one of your main paths to victory. I would at least keep one of them in, if not both. Yeah, really important action here for Carlos. What can he do to make sure that Anakin doesn't just kill him here, or to get in the last few points of damage himself? He's currently 2 damage
Cad-
short on board.
Okay, doesn't the CAD leader kill it?
Cad Leader
Um,
attacks for 6. So yes, Cad Leader would trade into Anakin right now.
So he's got a way to keep his board clear. There, yeah. No matter what's in his hand, he had that
Mhm.
option there. Oh, and it stays on leader side or unit side. I like that.
Yeah, can deploy right back out. DZ's got Obi-Wan and Anakin, and Luke. Sorry,
Yeah.
I keep calling Luke Anakin for some reason. But both of those are good plays here.
Yeah, there's not the best Luke target out right now, but just getting Luke out as a body is really good, I think.
Yeah. If you
It-
go for Obi-Wan, you can play Force Throw also this turn, which is a consideration.
I think I would still rather see the Luke, and then you could follow it up next turn with Obi-Wan into Force Throw. Um, it just gets the bigger body out, and there's nothing out right now that you really want to Force Throw.
Yeah. It's
Turning
gonna
on
be the
that
Luke.
restore
Yeah.
3 on Luke, getting that online is pretty big.
Yeah, definitely. Mobius 1 popping in to say good luck to everyone playing. Thank you very much. And if you haven't seen his Guess the Change Star Wars card videos, those videos are amazing.
Oh, that's the same Mobius? That video was
Yeah,
so
I assume it is.
fun.
Oh,
I loved that video.
yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
cat
what a
name.
play. So killing the crafty smuggler turns on, now there are 2 of them, to let Carlos get out CAD unit and capture the Luke. That was a huge play. Now there are 2 of them. You have to have exactly 1 unit in play. And so once the crafty smuggler died, now there are 2 of them was back on, and CAD was able to come out.
This is a dangerous position for Anakin.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We know he has the Obi-Wan in hand for some Sentinel. And now there's a much more appealing force throw target as well, if he gets an action to force throw into the CAD unit. Looks like that might be a takedown in hand. Doesn't
Yeah, there's
tell
definitely a
much at the
takedown.
moment.
All right, here's an Obi-Wan. Does Carlos is main decking waylays?
Yeah, I think waylay is just game over here. There's lethal on board if there is a waylay. If there's not a waylay, then you have the thought of, do I swing the CAD unit in to just kill Obi-Wan before something like a force throw can come out? Baizen being the answer to force throw. So we see another Luke, force throw, and a takedown in hand. So if Carlos doesn't take either the force throw or the Luke, then he could force throw himself to kill the CAD. So yeah, Carlos is forced to take one of those cards. He does leave the force throw in hand, which means he doesn't seem too scared for his own units if he gets force thrown.
Watch him top deck this Luke.
Almost restored arc.
The new question of whether to attack with CAD is going to keep coming up because it's a good unit. So what do you do in
Yep.
this position?
It's tough because you give the Luke back and you get 2 XP onto the red 3 if you attack with CAD and kill the Obi-Wan. I think that was the main reason for the Baizen, to just try to get more information to see what's a smart play based on what's coming next. I'm guessing he's not planning to give back the Luke if he took the Luke out of hand. But maybe Carlos's thought is, by taking the Luke out of hand, the only way DZ gets one is if he rescues his own and gives Carlos 2 more cards. So I could see that going either way. What do you think, Rebel?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like you have to attack with CAD eventually. But doing so in this position does not feel great.
Yeah.
I think I attack in and kill it. So then I take 5, go to 18. The next 5's not lethal yet. But if I'm at 18, the Luke doesn't kill me in 1 hit either.
I
part of
think
it's
I
gonna
like
depend
holding
on
the
the
CAD
result of
back
this
just
force
this
throw.
turn. If you
Yeah.
attack the other 2 units into Obi-Wan, he only has 2 health left. So either this crafty smuggler or the Jabba could kill Obi, because then attacking with Cad is a much bigger threat where you're saying here's 7 damage, you go down to 3 health left on your base, and it's
Yep.
much closer to you being dead.
Carlos just got force throwed, but we'll see if he has like a 2-drop to feed the force throw, then the CAD can survive the attack, and that makes it different. If he only has 3 or higher cards, or if he's only willing to discard a 3 or higher card, then that means that the CAD would die in battle with Obi-Wan, and I don't think I would attack if that were the case.
Yeah, that definitely swings the scales for me, for sure, if your CAD would die, because then you won't even get the 2 cards. He'll just say, okay, no rescue, CAD dies, rescue the old-fashioned way. The other note is I believe we know that there is a takedown in DZ's hand. So if you attack with CAD into Obi, then first action next turn could just be to take down the CAD, and so you rescue the Luke that way rather than giving 2 cards this turn.
Yep.
Yeah, you just don't get the Luke attack.
Yeah, true.
Tough spot. Whose action is it right now?
We're still
I
deciding.
believe they're
the force
deciding on
throw
the force throw.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Carlos is deciding what to do. Ooh, discards no good to me dead. So that does let CAD survive the attack onto Obi. I would imagine he would have liked that no good to me dead for the Luke after it came back from CAD, if that ended up being how this game plays out.
And it looks like we're not going to see a CAD attack here.
Yeah, I agree.
It is interesting because CAD's still in takedown range after the force throw.
Do we have a way to kill the CAD? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
we have a
okay. Or
Forlom to
I
kill
meant-
the
yeah.
Obi-Wan.
Oh, that's
Right.
So
massive.
this puts DZ down to 1 health on base after all of these attacks go through. So Forlom ambushing in to kill. This makes that attack make a lot of sense now.
Yep.
Yeah, so now I think Carlos choosing or DZ choosing not to rescue the Luke.
Interesting. I feel like I would have rescued it there because I feel like
Yeah, it's
It
the
was-
only way to not be dead on board technically is to
Yeah.
rescue the Luke and then first action throw the Luke into CAD unit.
Yep.
But I think he was looking for Sentinels to play potentially and didn't find any. So yeah, CAD takes game 1. Very, very intricate game.
In more than one ways, CAD takes game 1.
Yeah. Yeah, the CAD unit coming out, capturing the Luke, that was huge. The I think that's a line that people have to start thinking about a lot more, especially with these CAD decks. Is does my removal turn on the late game now? There are 2 of them.
Yeah, set 1 and set 2. I didn't really have any cunning villainous cards at the top end that I was very excited about, and now we have it. So I think we're
Yeah.
going to see a lot more of this unit. It's not really competing much in that slot, in that aspect.
Yeah, and an interesting thing to me, I think CAD unit is really showing the potential highlight of capture as a mechanic that we didn't see as much in set 2. The fact that you're getting around these when defeateds and not replaying the when playeds and giving the unit back exhausted. So at worst, the CAD unit is I'm gonna tap these 3 units and you have to have a way to kill my 7 drop. And at best, it's I'm gonna win the game with this because you can't answer my 7/7 that cleared your board. So I think it's a really good showing of what the capture mechanic can do.
Yeah. All the best capture cards will come in later sets, not the set when capture is released.
And I'm looking through. So we've already seen this matchup before, but now we get to see what's actually in the sideboards. So DZ's sideboard has 2 K2SOs, 2 Felda Dragons. I could see the Felda Dragons coming in for CAD unit. They don't really have any other targets, so maybe it's not worth it just for that one card. But we just saw how important that card is in the matchup. There's one Daring Raid in the sideboard. Let's see. Looking
All right, I got
over
the deck
at
list in front of me. Which
Yeah,
which one are we thinking about right now?
so for the Anakin deck, I think that the main question is: do you think CAD unit is a big enough threat that you board in Fell the Dragon? Because I don't think there are any other targets. Oh, no, Zuckuss is a target too. So, okay, so yeah, so I like Fell the Dragon a lot actually
Yeah,
because Zuckuss
yeah.
is one of the biggest threats to Anakin. It kills that and Cad Bane. So I think Fell the Dragons definitely come in for DZ.
Yep, me too.
Does anything else come in?
I'd probably bring in the K2s.
I was
Yeah,
looking at those.
I like the hand attack and also the ability to fight for the ground arena and still get overwhelm damage in with K2 is pretty nice. So I do like
Well,
the K2s as well.
well, what comes out? Like if we're bringing in 2 fells, we've already got 2 things we need to pull out. So, any cards here that are weak into the CAD matchup?
I would consider potentially. I could see taking out the Obi-Wan because it's really expensive and they have both Waylays and Saboteur, so it's not as good. I could see taking out the Concord Dawn Interceptors because this deck's not heavy in space.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like that. So that's 4 slots.
It's possible that he wants to keep his mana curve similar, so he takes out Kanans for the K2s. I would rather keep the Kanans in, but I think it's another possibility that you could take out. Poe is a little bit weaker in this matchup as well, where there are a lot of ways to kill him that aren't very card intensive for the CAD player. So there are a few options that I think would all be okay to take out.
And then Carlos's deck. Did we already go over that and I missed it? I was distracted
No, not
for
yet.
a moment.
Yeah, looking at Carlos's sideboard. So in his sideboard, he's got 2 Daring Raids, 2 Sneak Attacks, a Bazine, 3 Lurking Ties, a Change of Heart, and a Finnick Shand. Finnick is a really interesting one. So Finnick, this is the 7 cost 4/6 ambusher that on attack deal 1 damage to the defender if it's a unit for each different cost among cards in your discard pile. So it could just come in as another way to clear Obi-Wan if he's still in the deck, to clear Luke, to clear Anakin Leader. It does cost 7, so it's kind of up there, but that's the only thing that I really see as a high potential of bringing in out of the sideboard. What do you guys think?
I like Bazine.
Yep.
Oh, Rebel Trader, what are you thinking there? Yeah.
I think Bazine is great. I think I agree. The rest of these are kind of rough. And all these space units, the Lurking Tie is not great. Fennec is a maybe, actually, I guess just as a one of. Because theoretically she could deal with an Anakin in some circumstances.
Yeah, and then looking again, trying to figure out what to bring out.
Whoa, that turn 1 was so fast I missed it.
Oh goodness, yeah. We're rocking and rolling. I was
Did
looking
they
at
both do
sideboards.
nothing?
Looks like for 2 rounds in a row, yeah.
What just happened? What? They sideboarded all of their low plays out.
Yeah, clearly that's what happened.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was agreed upon. It was just like, yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna find out every 2.
Like, hey man, you want to take out all your 1-drops?
It must have been. I would imagine it was DZ passing to not have his turn 1 play against
Wow.
Harkentown because I see a Queel in hand and a Yoda, and then
Oh yeah,
Carlos
yeah.
just claiming.
Trying to be a little sneaky. And Carlos says, "Okay."
We are in very high cost now. There are 2 of them range with both the first 2 turns getting skipped. So we could
Yep.
see CAD unit next turn.
I think there's a force throw in DZ's hand.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
excellent.
definitely think you throw the force throw out there.
Yep. Oop, just hits a 1. That's not super high impact.
It is really nice to get the shoot first out of there though, because that is a huge threat to Anakin leader and to all your late game plays. So even though the damage isn't exciting, it's very exciting to get a shoot first out of CAD's hand.
Okay. 5 resource turn. Okay.
Forlom coming in to kill the Yoda. Okay, so no, now there are 2 of them, but is set up to potentially be able to Zuckus Anakin if there's no other replies here.
Pretty good play there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a perilous position for DZ, which is a great answer to the Forlom.
Yeah,
And we
I
talked
think I
about
like running
clearing
on the
that guy
perilous
off the
position
board.
now so that you can queel afterwards. DZ agrees.
Queel, I mean, you can queel here, but it is still at risk of just getting ran over by Boba next round.
Oh, absolutely. But then that takes the Boba attack out. I'm okay with the A-wing play as well.
Yep, that's not vulnerable.
Yeah. And now we're going into the 6 resource turn with very little board development by either player.
I
We
think
do
that's a
have now
Felder
there are 2 of them
Dragon
on
in
again.
DZ's hand. So that did come in.
Yep.
Which
that
card?
makes sense.
Felder
Fell the
Dragon.
dragon.
Yeah. So Yodakiller not showing an easy way to deal with Anakin on deploy right now. Obviously, we know he plays No Good to Me Dead.
I'm wondering if he's considering a Bazine here.
We saw him do that last turn, I believe, on the deploy turn. It's just a nice way to check to see if the Anakin is going to get followed up by any lightsabers, any force throws. If there are sentinels protecting him, you really get to see what kind of defense you're up against before you make your real move.
Oh, nope.
Cartel Spacer is basically just forcing Anakin to act first, saying you're not going to get in a free attack here. You have to do something, and I'm going to respond to it.
Bravado
Very-
and Jedi lightsaber in the hand for
Oh,
DZ.
This could be an explosive turn if there's no good to me dead, and I think that's what DZ is contemplating. Is what are the odds?
All right, he's just gonna play it safe here, not going for the crazy plays.
I'm curious what he thinks the punish is for just flipping there, because if he has the no good to me dead, he has it either way.
yeah, and he still has his CAD
Yep.
flip. He could still surprise strike with CAD if you let him flip.
Yeah,
He might just be thinking that the Anakin's pretty weak. Like he's just
yeah.
a 4/7.
That line opens him up to surprise strike.
Well, the thought behind flipping first is if he responds with CAD flip, you put on a Jedi lightsaber, and then he
Right.
doesn't die directly to the surprise strike. You'd have to also throw the Boba unit into him.
Yeah, I meant the line he chose opens him up to surprise strike.
Oh, gotcha. Absolutely, yeah.
So if he has another, if Carlos has another 2-drop, he could even develop again and still threaten both surprise and no good to me.
Yeah, I mean, currently has 7 damage on board to kill Anakin. We know there's a lightsaber in hand. Um,
All right, so now we get to see what does he have. Uh, 4? What they signaled 4?
did he
As in
signal
that's
4 or 3? I
his
thought it was
attack.
3 for resources left open
3, 4.
Could be
potentially.
4 for
So
Anakin's
yeah,
attack
four,
also. But yeah.
or 4 for what is Anakin's power right now.
All right,
Does
so
have
it's
the
no good to me,
Dad.
Dad.
Hey, we don't serve their kind here.
I think that's
Now
it.
I
Is that
think
a
the
village
question is,
protector?
do you still just run the lightsaber out on him because it makes the trades a little bit harder? I like running the lightsaber out, especially with the bravado in hand, because you can use it to untap him next turn. And if he has something like a 4-lom, then he would then have to run 3 units into Anakin instead of currently just the Cad and Boba that are on board.
I thought I saw a village protector, but maybe it was a quill.
There's a Queel, yeah. So he has
Okay.
a Queel in hand
Okay.
along with lightsaber, bravado, and Fell the Dragon.
So it's probably either lightsaber or claim, right?
yeah.
I think
Target
so.
Time used there to clear the A-wing finally.
That's a really good, really heads-up play, because the A-Wing clearing out Cartel Spacer was the easiest way to turn on Bravado for next turn, and now that play is off the table.
Yeah. Cloud Rider coming down, but first we're gonna see Cad trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where are you
it
gonna
feels.
put
I
it,
think Anakin has
friends?
been passing a lot here, trying to see what Carlos is up to.
So if he puts it on Anakin, we're probably going into Anakin with the Cloud Rider. So another
Yeah.
thing is, next turn, Boba Disintegrator will be turned on
Yep.
for the exhausted Anakin.
I mean, right now, without playing the lightsaber, Boba kills Anakin. So I think you just... Oh, putting the lightsaber on Cassian.
All right.
Okay, so just trying to get a higher health unit out. This does let Boba kill the Anakin if that's what Carlos wants to do. He could also use Cad to kill the Anakin, and Cad lives.
You could also just go base. I don't know.
He could. You're only at 3 damage on base, so I don't think you're in race mode yet. But I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
A CAD unit next turn is going to clean up that lightsaber really nicely.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm sitting there with a CAD unit in my hand, I'm thinking about claiming here. Like, is that what I want to do?
Yeah, that's totally fair. You know, Anakin's not untapping next turn, and next turn Boba kills him with the on attack. So if you claim,
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, if it's already sitting in my hand, that might be worth it.
If,
yeah, it looks like that's what happened.
Okay, yeah.
I think he has it.
I was gonna say if DZ got initiative, he could kill the Boba before the Boba had a chance to kill the Anakin.
Right. That's why we want to give up our attacks to claim here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it could be a waylay. It doesn't have to be CAD unit, but
I mean, I think even if he doesn't have anything, claiming there just lets you kill Anakin for free now.
yeah,
And if he has anything to deal with the Cassian, then he's just in a really good spot.
yeah. The if he uses CAD unit, it does not turn on Luke.
Correct. Or is Luke left play or defeated? It's
I
defeated,
believe
right?
defeated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he takes the free kill on Anakin.
That does turn on Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yep. So the claim was to have that disintegrator available, not to immediately handle the Cassian.
Yeah.
I'd like to get our underworld ping before this goes away, possibly.
Well, we know right now Fell the Dragon is being awkward in hand. It's good for some of the later units, but it currently has no targets.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly why, even when you talked about that sideboarding option, you weren't sounding fully confident.
Yes, there's Forlom, Cad Trigger, trade into Cassian.
Daring Raid finishes off the CAD.
Nice. That's good. Wait, no, Carlos is on my team.
It looks like it might be a force throw, a Fell, and a Queel in hand for Anakin. So nothing, unless there's another Cassian in the resource row, which it looks like there is. Okay, so this is really good. This gives him at least something to do this turn, because otherwise he didn't have a ton to do. Smuggling out a second Cassian.
Yes. Please exhaust your leader.
Yeah, Anakin did get defeated this turn, so he cannot exhaust to have Cassian kill Boba unit.
Yeah. I think Carlos was pointing that out.
Still just puts 3 on him.
Okay, nothing to spend our resources on there.
Looks like another Queel. So it looks like Anakin's drawing a lot of his situational removal and early plays now. So maybe he just wants to get this Boba out of the way so he can land a Queel and try to draw some cards.
Hey, producer Dan wondering why the Anakin didn't do the pump there to kill the Boba unit.
The Anakin could not exhaust to kill the Boba because Anakin was defeated that turn. So Anakin was
Yeah.
defeated and came back exhausted.
Okay.
It was an
alright.
invalid game state. That's what it made it look that way.
Yes.
Gotcha. I'll just go back into my cave. Good job.
Well, thank you for making an appearance.
And for the card previews.
Yes. So yeah, Cassian kills Boba, lets him play out the Queel. Queel still not long for
Nice.
this world. I think
And
DZ really
he
wants that Queel
returns.
to stick because he really needs to get into his Lukes and in his higher cost units that he just has not been able to find this game.
I don't think we've seen any McClunkies, so I'm kind of expecting one here.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Claim into McClunky potentially.
Well, there's the first half of that.
Yeah.
DZ claims. And there it is.
Yeah.
And Queel twice in a round killed.
Yeah.
We may or may not have played a lot of this exact matchup.
It's like more force throws and bravados. And is that a Poe, I think I see? Or no, that's a... Might have been a spaceship. I couldn't tell which art that was. There's definitely a unit in hand. Sabine unit. Okay.
And Carlos does need to mark his leader, just for the viewers that CAD has deployed.
Yes, Cad has deployed and been defeated. But Anakin is still not drawing into the late game that he wants to be seeing right now.
Yeah, CAD puts a lot of pressure on your units, makes it really hard for you to use the pump to trade up.
Mm-hmm. I think especially with the combination of ambush and saboteur, it makes it difficult for Anakin to protect his own units and keep a board state around to do that that efficient trading that he likes to do.
Cash Money
Boss coming
pointing
to
out
base
some.
there, not taking out the Sabine.
Well, after the CAD ping now, any event lets the boss kill Sabine.
Yep.
So we
Yeah.
might see something. I don't know what event would actually be helpful right now.
Well, like a daring raid to the base is something
Yeah.
you could do.
True. He might have something like a waylay or a no good to me dead and was waiting and
Who just takes initiative and no follow up for
Yeah.
DZ.
So now you can
Yeah.
have a surprise strike or something like that.
yeah, I think DZ passed there and Carlos claimed.
Yeah.
Because DZ didn't have any other plays anyway. Their hand is a bunch of force throws and fell the dragons right now. Perilous Position and Yoda were the draws. So 2 decent cards to potentially try to get him out of this.
Raider.
Ruthless
That's
Raider
tough.
coming down. So I could see something like a Perilous Position on the Bosk and try to have Yoda to land for damage. To turn force throws on. But CAD seems very far ahead right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's piece together the victory for Anakin. How does he come out of this?
I think it starts with trying to control. If you can get a force throw or 2 off this round with Yoda out, you're feeling good. If you then follow that up by finally drawing your Lukes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Okay.
the concern for DZ is he plays the Yoda and it dies. Much less likely to happen now with the blaster play. So we'll see what the it looks like 2 force throws in hand. So if he can kill off this Boba unit that has the blaster on him, I think that would be really big.
Yeah, we need some big cards from Carlos's hand.
And the Bosk only has 1 HP left, so any damage will kill that.
Second force throw. Oh,
Second force
another
throw
low-cost
gets
card.
a Crafty Smuggler. So even if all the damage had gone on to Boba unit, he would not have died.
Yep. And
So DZ
Carlos.
really needing Carlos to have some more expensive cards in hand. And Carlos not obliging. This
Yeah,
Yoda the Fel is active
ahead.
now on the Boba unit. But I would
Yeah, that's a good
expect
point.
that to be the first attack for Carlos if he's trying to close out the game. He does know about the Fels in the sideboard, but obviously doesn't know for sure if they were brought in or not.
I think that early claim with a lot of open resources earlier may have stranded those cheap cards in Carlos's hand and opened up that opportunity to not lose his big stuff.
Yeah. So it looks like a takedown and a Fel in hand.
Oh, another blaster.
Wow, another blaster.
Oh,
So
a
this is
dual
7 to
wielding.
base up to 25. So he can take down the Ruthless Raider and then fell the Boba unit.
Yeah,
That
I mean
does
we're
do
gonna
it,
have
yeah.
to see that.
But he's rapidly approaching the point of dead to a stiff breeze here for this for the Anakin player.
I was interested in the sneak attacks from Carlos's board. I wonder if he brought him in.
This would be a great time to have one for Carlos.
Yeah.
Also, if he just has another Ruthless Raider, kill the Yoda now and get to one damage left on base. There's the
Yeah,
sneak
there
attack.
it is.
Sneak
Oh,
attack
sneak
CAD
attack
unit.
All right.
So there is the fell, but that is
Yeah, that does not feel good because he can just claim and it's over.
yeah.
Wow.
So Carlos takes the match and takes the tournament 2-0, avenging his only Swiss loss on stream to this Anakin deck.
In the
So
finals.
Yeah. Huge
That's
congrats
exciting.
to Carlos, Yodakiller, for taking this down on CAD Red. Also, big props to DZ for the way that I feel like he piloted this Anakin deck very well. His draws seemed really awkward in that game too, but every time we've seen him play, he played really well.
He played great. There's a 200-person tournament in Europe this weekend. Anakin was the top played deck, and nobody made it to top cut. Right, so it is not easy to convert necessarily with this.
Yeah,
deck.
Yeah.
He played very well. Got a live, still not live at the moment, but a still photo of them battling it out.
Yes, it was live at some point.
Yes.
A lot of people in chat recognizing both Carlos and DZ's hard work to get here. So yeah, huge congrats to those guys.
All right.
And man, that the one thing that picture shows me is that looks like a cool store. So
Yeah.
one more shout out to Pastimes Comics and Games in Chicago for hosting this event. This was a really cool event. Really glad to have gotten to cast it. Big congrats to Carlos for taking it down on CAD Red. Congrats to DZ for coming in second with Anakin Blue. And any final comments you'd like to make, Jonathan?
I'm trying to see if we can get a winner interview.
Oh, excellent.
I'm asking,
Yeah.
Can we get that real quick before we wrap up? But let's see.
Well,
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
We're getting an interview. Nice. And
Winner
any,
interview with Carlos.
Excellent. So it sounds like we'll have Yodakiller himself hopping in momentarily into the call. Rebel, any final thoughts on the games before we get to the interview?
I had a great time commentating. Those were some good games. I think there were, definitely points that they could have gone either way had a different card been drawn or something. So, very good games. And I think the meta, it shows that the meta is really healthy. We had, I think, 7 different decks in the top 8.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the game's in a great spot right now.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I totally agree.
All right, we'll wait till we know for sure Carlos can hear us and we can hear him.
I don't know how loud that was for you guys, but I definitely got a jump scare when that when that jumped in very loud into Discord.
A little bit.
So hopefully it wasn't
loud.
too bad for the YouTube users out there. Still working on the winner's interview with Yodakiller. Carlos should be coming in momentarily.
Yep, I knew Loopy said he does have him. I heard his voice just then. So they're just figuring out how to get us connected.
All right, guys, I got Carlos the winner for you.
Thanks very
Excellent.
much, Loopy.
Yep, and that's in front, webcam time. So.
Carlos, congratulations. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Ah, there he is. We have a Carlos.
What's going on?
Welcome in, Carlos. We've got Wait, Don't Kill Me, Jonathan Fisher, and Rebel Trader here.
You guys.
Going.
What up,
Congratulations.
team? Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts coming out of that fairly dominant, I would say, 2-0 win, avenging your only loss in Swiss?
Oh,
Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes.
don't forget your
Derek and I, we faced each other all the time. Any locals, any showdowns, we're always like in the finals against each other. And you always get to
Yeah.
You'd be in top 4 and top 8 in the PQ as well. So
Oh wow. Yeah.
revenge, like Loopy says.
Yeah. Well, now you get to open a case in front of him.
Yes. Nah, but as you guys know, Cad Bane has been doing some good stuff and testing and stuff, so I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah, for the
Absolutely, yeah.
listeners, Carlos, do you think you recommend people to pick this deck up, or should they be excited to try it out?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right now, like the Cad Bane pings, the Underworld, Zuckuss, all those cards are just great synergy with each other. It does well into Sabine. It does well into like aggro decks. I think it has to shore up the control deck, but like when you're playing 3 of Cad Bane unit, that guy wins games.
Yeah, we definitely saw Cad Bane unit putting in work over a lot of your stream appearances today.
Yeah, definitely. So give it a try.
Rebel Trader, you got a question for Carlos?
I've been trying to think of one. Let's see. How is now there are 2 of them all day? It looks like you've only got 2 of them in your list.
I know. Yeah, it was hit or miss. Like I've seen it before where you just get like you don't want to play him against Target Town decks. You just get blown out by it, and then you're losing card advantage. But it does help against decks that just can't answer like a Zuckuss. On turn, what is it? 2?
Yeah, turn 2 Zuckuss, and then you can go into turn 3 Forlom.
Exactly. So I liked it. It's a 2 of. I honestly, I always tell people like the heart of the deck is Jabba the Hutt. I think Jabba the Hutt's the best card in the whole deck.
Mm-hmm.
It allows me to get my tricks. It decreases them. There's a lot of great tricks in there, and it's such a big bot. It's a 2/8,
Yeah.
and it's very hard to deal with.
I really like the synergy in your deck with Jabba the Hutt and things like the Hot Shot Blaster, where all of a sudden Jabba's now a 4/8. How has that combo been working out for you over today?
Very good. I've had a blaster or 2 on Jabba. And what can you do? If your opponent invests resources into trying to kill it, I mean that's just good for me at the end of the day. So it's kind of hard to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Carlos, how hungry are you?
Dude, I'm starved. I have Popeyes waiting for me at home.
Whoa, nice,
It is
nice.
time.
We'll
It's
try not to
time.
keep it too long, but the people just want to hear the winner interview,
I'm just happy, that the testing paid off. I think that's the big thing. Getting a lot of reps for it the last few weeks. The work shows like in the decisions that you make and the cards you choose for your sideboard. So I'm pretty happy overall.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, thanks so much. I think we should wrap it up. Anybody have anything last to add?
I mean, the
Any other
main last
questions?
thing I want to add is the YouTube comments are also showing a lot of love to Carlos. I think everybody can recognize that series was really well played on both sides. So yeah, huge congrats to Carlos on taking down a very, very well fought tournament.
Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, enjoy your Popeyes.
I will. Bye, everyone. Thanks for
Get
watching.
fed. Good night.
Good night.
Good
Loopy.
night.
All right. Well, I'll sign off. Thanks, everyone. This was great. Casting and being involved here. Thank you, Loopy. Thank you, Late Night Gaming, for all the work you put in organizing this stuff. I had a blast. Rebel Trader, it was great meeting you and commentating with you. Thank you.
Yes, I'm just so happy.
If you're watching this on the TTI channel, remember to always take the initiative. And if you're watching this on Late Night Gaming, then if you made it this far, you're our hero.